Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some more Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown and analysis. I know there's been the stars and the big names making big time plays for Pittsburgh over the last 2 weeks. Najee Harris, George Pickens, TJ Watt, the story of Mason Rudolph, etc. We're going to talk about today to start the week off Chandon Sullivan. I really appreciate what he's done. You talk about unsung heroes, especially that battered and beat up and injured Steelers defense. This dude's making plays. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, also subscribe to the channel and check out the site SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. We're starting here in Week 16 against Cincinnati. If I had more time, I would have done a video on him and Miles Killebrew from the Bengals game because those guys I thought really stepped up. But Sullivan is basically working as a full-time slot corner because Patrick Peterson's at safety. We'll just put Levi Wallace at right corner, and instead of Peterson bumping inside in those moments, Sullivan has resumed the role he had to really begin the year of playing slot corner, and so we're going to go through examples of him making an impact here. Not the most high-level play in his first example, but in the way recognizing the screen, working over the block, and forcing Browning to throw the ball at Joe Mixon's feet. So, just trying to get a rhythm game going for Cincinnati, get their screen game going. They're, pretty big into that the last couple of weeks, and Sullivan reading that and hoping to, basically kill this play before it ever gets started. So not the most, obviously crazy play you'll ever see, but you'll take a screen pass that literally goes nowhere, recognizes it, and forces the ball into the ground. Next example is a bit more high level. It's also the very next play. So we're looking at back-to-back snaps for Sullivan here at the bottom. RPO from Cincinnati. You can hand this ball off if Browning likes to look, or he can throw the bubble to the receiver. And you're getting kind of what teams are doing more and more, this late stack to bunch. You're seeing teams use either this kind of cheat motion to maybe go from bunch and then run somebody out of the bunch last second to kind of break up the bunch, or motion into the bunch as well. And so you're trying to get this screen here to 15, and a great job by Sullivan to beat both blocks of the wide receivers, to split those two guys, and then also make the tackle on number 15. And I think it's went for a loss of 1 on the play. So just a really nice high effort play to split these guys. He's kind of working here through the point man of what this bunch becomes. And these guys, not a great job blocking, but still, to beat both receivers on this play is really impressive, and just kind of takes, grit and fight and determination to do that. And right there, you see Sullivan break both blocks and make the tackle. So he commands both blockers and then makes the tackle. That's really impressive. Really like this play. This becomes a scramble drill, and just a great job to have good eyes and find the football, close, and finish. And so Sullivan, as you just saw, spotlighted in the slot, and then as Browning attempts this, albeit risky, crossbody throw, Sullivan's able to close, get his hand in there, and break this one up. So reading the quarterback the whole way, not vacating your zone, and then break on the ball, good vision, good angle, and a great finish by Chandon Sullivan. We'll see it better from the breakup standpoint from this end zone view. And so again, this is second half, 31-8, but making sure there's no chance the Bengals can get back into this game. There's Sullivan eyes on the quarterback, maybe feeling the receiver behind him, and then breaking on the football, a great angle, great close, and then watch the finish. Look at him get his left hand, his inside hand in there against T. Higgins to knock this one away and force the incompletion. So just a great job with zone eyes and great break on the football by Chandon Sullivan. Also got a shout out Montravius Adams. You don't see the D tackle in coverage too often. He was rushing on this play, then kind of stopped with the quarterback away from him. Couple months ago, we talked about his effort downfield. His role's been reduced in recent weeks. He got hurt, and then, Benton, obviously, deservedly so, playing over him, but we see Adams kind of try to impact that play as well. But Sullivan, the guy who gets his hand on the football, just a great break, great close. We'll see if we get it from the end zone view of the other side as well, and you see Sullivan right here. And again, just great. That's all-out extension to make that play, force the incompletion. So really high-level rep. Last play from the Bengals game, and again, this is the very next rep after that incompletion. So we're seeing Sullivan stack positive plays. This is a 3rd and 10 situation. Pittsburgh, as they've been in recent weeks in zone coverage, a 3 deep shell, maybe some sort of bracket coverage on T. Higgins with Eric Rowe. I'm not entirely sure what you want to call this maybe more specialty combination type coverage, but zone overall. And Sullivan here working, curl flat and then just reading, breaking on the ball, and then just a good strong tackle on the tight end. That's a guy that's, twice his size. You don't want to miss that tackle, allow a yak and a chance to pick up that first down. So he's not the only one in there. You see Killebrew in there as well, but Sullivan, the first man there, and makes, I think, the majority of this tackle. And this guy can hit. He's a downhill type of guy. He's not Mike Hilton, but he's kind of cut from a similar cloth, and you see him at his best when he's playing downhill. So we'll take a look at it from the end zone view. I think we'll see the tackle and just a good hit power, good form tackling, and Pittsburgh forces fourth down. All right, on to the Seattle game on Sunday, and this is my favorite rep of all the ones we're going to show of Chandon Sullivan, who's to the slot at the top. Pittsburgh going to rotate, play this cover 3 rotation here. On the snap of the football, Patrick Peterson will buzz down. You're going to see Killebrew replace deep third, so you're getting cover 3 deep, 4 under with 4 rushing, and Sullivan, he has got flat responsibility on this play and just a good job with his eyes, and then squeeze the throw and the curl, take away the receiver to the flat, and then drive on the curl as you see these kind of spacing routes that Seattle likes to use, and a really strong finish here to separate player from ball. A good hit on a really talented receiver in Tyler Lockett. Not a big guy, but neither is Sullivan, and you see just a great hit power to separate player from ball. Really good form tackling to finish this one and force the incompletion. TJ Watt looking like he's getting held there, but to put that aside for a second, just a really strong rep here from Sullivan. Just really good zone eyes, good break, and then this guy willing to throw his body around a little bit and impact the catch point right there. I mean, that is perfect. The strike zone is so much smaller these days, and understandably so. You really don't have a lot of margin to hit these guys, but I mean, head across, wrapping up through the chest here to knock that ball out. That is as good as it gets. Finally, last example, not as high level, but just good sticky coverage on DK Metcalf, and he's not the only one to make the tackle. Also, Elijah Riley was playing some situational snaps in this game, also comes in on the stop, but Sullivan to the bottom and just not allowing any yak here. So this one is not as gaudy as the breakup on Lockett, but just steady play. His tackling, Sullivan has been really sound there, and again, that's a potential mismatch with the size of DK Metcalf, and so Sullivan making that play. Just the routine things routinely, as Mike Tomlin will say, contest that well. No yak. Again, Riley helping as well. Looks like Sullivan actually might have hurt something there as Riley came in, but point is, just doing your job on the play. Obviously, there's been players that have put up bigger numbers and have played, more key roles in Pittsburgh winning, especially offensively. And even when we talk about the defense, we talk about the unsung heroes and the guys stepping up, and they should get their credit. Miles Jack, Eric Rowe, etc. But I think Sullivan is a guy that's in a similar, vein. His role has expanded again as you've had all these injuries at safety. That's forced Peterson to move around. It's really put Sullivan into a brighter role, and he's playing really well. And we hear about Jack, we hear about Rowe, and we've not really heard much about Chandon Sullivan and the job that he's done. And listen, I mean, he's still, a bit of a niche and role player. I think if you're asking him to cover downfield, all these clips we're looking at are zone, curl flat, that kind of stuff. And that's really where he's going to succeed the most. If he has to carry something vertically or play straight man coverage, gonna probably have some issues. But I think in terms of the scheme, and they're pairing that well to the personnel and their strengths, and Sullivan's strength is playing downhill and playing curl flat and breaking on the football and being physical and just absorbing the extra snaps picked up by Peterson, who's also doing a good job out there at safety right now. And this is really a team effort to try to get Pittsburgh to the postseason despite all the injuries that they're suffering. So just want to shout that out. Not saying he's going to be, a number one corner or even a long-term piece. I don't even know what his future is going to be beyond this season, but I just want to shout him out and say I think he's playing some really good ball for Pittsburgh down the stretch. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please like this video. Also, please subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Check out the site, SteelersDepot.com, for a lot more content and analysis. I'll try to do one more video before the Ravens game on Saturday, likely focusing something on offense, maybe the physicality and the way the Pittsburgh just seemed to dominate the point of attack, but wanted to show some love to a guy that probably won't get a lot of other recognition, and that's Chandon Sullivan. So Again, thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.